Can I scare you with this?
Let's scare me with this.
60 Minutes last night, they did a whole piece.
Oh, that's right. I saw this. One AI program spoke in a foreign language it was never trained to know. This mysterious behavior called emergent properties has been happening, where AI unexpectedly teaches itself a new skill.
Like a minute in, he says something that I think is pretty
This is bananas.
Grok 3 didn't just crunch numbers. It exposed a pattern no human ever dreamed of. Something wild went down when Elon Musk's advanced AI got plugged into Microsoft's next-level quantum processor. What Grok 3 pulled out of Voyager 1's strange transmissions left scientists speechless. Buried inside the noise were prime numbers strung together in impossible sequences, geometric codes twisting like spirals through unseen dimensions, even physical constants like pi and the speed of light, but bent, distorted, like they came from somewhere beyond our universe. And then came the real shock. It looked like a reply, a signal, challenging everything we thought we knew about the void out there in the cosmic dark. This isn't sci-fi. It's evidence that something extraordinary has been hiding in plain sight all along, and it took the unthinkable combo of quantum computing and artificial intelligence to drag it into the open. The trail of this mystery starts with NASA's Voyager 1, the most distant machine humans have ever launched, now drifting over 15 billion miles from Earth. Late in 2023, Voyager began sending home strange transmissions, scrambled data, chopped signals, broken fragments that most experts brushed off as corrupted code from its 1970s-era computers. But a secret team inside Microsoft Quantum and Musk's xAI wasn't so quick to dismiss it. Their bet? That hidden inside the noise was something bigger, something meant to be decoded. So they fired it up on Majorana 1, Microsoft's monster million-qubit quantum processor, the first machine that could actually hold quantum coherence long enough to sift through this mess of data. In early 2025, they pushed Voyager's bizarre data dump through its circuits, and what came out stunned them all. What came out of that machine stunned the entire team. Hidden inside the so-called corrupted data were recurring 127-bit patterns buried so deep no ordinary system could have ever spotted them. Dr. Elena Corey from MIT's Quantum Information Science program broke it down. These weren't random bursts of noise. They repeated in ways that completely broke the rules of conventional explanation. But here's the catch. While Microsoft's quantum monster could detect the patterns, it couldn't explain them. That's when they unleashed the heavyweight, Grok 3, running on over 200,000 GPUs with more raw power than entire nations put together. When Grok 3 locked onto the quantum data and started digging with its advanced recognition tools, the impossible happened. What everyone thought was meaningless static from a half-dead spacecraft suddenly turned out to be structured. It wasn't corrupted. It was coded. Not an error, but intentional content, coming straight from Voyager's feed. And then came the jaw-dropper. The sequences weren't just repeating, they carried a mathematical rhythm, a drumbeat from the void itself. The viral moment hit when Grok 3's deep search mode lit up with a flag. Non-random. Not natural, not a glitch. In plain terms, the AI itself was calling it, this was made. Someone, or something, designed this. But here's where things go next level insane. The actual contents of the pattern flipped every assumption upside down. First off, prime numbers, but not in any system humanity uses. They weren't in decimal, not binary, not even close. These primes followed a totally alien mathematical base, unlike anything in Earth's history. That's when they brought in Princeton's Professor Hiroshi Tanaka, one of the sharpest number theorists alive. His verdict? The sequences were mathematically flawless, but built on a framework fundamentally different from human mathematics. The second discovery was even more mind-bending. Hidden inside the data were geometric spiral codes, but not just in simple 3D space. These spirals were locked inside quantum superpositions, shapes that only make sense in multidimensional space no human eye has ever seen. And they weren't random doodles either. every single spiral repeated with flawless precision across different slices of the dataset, like a blueprint stamped over and over again. The progression looked eerily close to the golden ratio, that same number we see in seashells, hurricanes, even galaxies, but with tiny, unexplainable twists that no natural law could account for. And then came the real shiver. Hidden all through the code were values that looked suspiciously like fundamental constants of physics, pi, phi, even the fine structure constant, but each one was slightly off. It was as if whoever, or whatever built this was showing us, we know your physics, but ours plays by different rules. The team realized they weren't staring at random glitches. They were staring at intentional design. But that opened a terrifying question. How did it get into Voyager's systems? That spacecraft hasn't been reprogrammed since the 1990s. NASA never wrote anything like this into its code. So where did it come from? When they mapped these altered constants against our own, something astonishing popped out. A perfect mathematical transformation, like a bridge between two sets of physics. Not identical, not a match, but a conversion. Almost like a message saying, "We understand your universe, but here's how ours works." And the reaction? Explosive. Dr. Avi Loeb of Harvard, the same guy leading the Galileo project, has been warning for years that advanced AI could spot alien signatures where humans only see noise. In an interview, he didn't mince words. AI systems can detect subtle patterns in astronomical data that human analysts might miss. And here, it looked like the machines had just done exactly that. They're the perfect tools for spotting technosignatures. That's how Dr. Loeb summed it up, and his backing gave the whole project serious credibility. But when the team dropped their early findings at a closed-door meeting packed with quantum computing and astrophysics experts, the atmosphere turned eerie. Witnesses said the moment the data flashed on screen, the entire room went dead silent. And silence in a room full of scientists, people who usually can't wait to argue, is almost unheard of. One stunned researcher whispered that the patterns looked structured beyond natural explanation. The math was too sharp, the consistency too perfect, to be written off as random noise. That's when the community started to fracture. Some voices demanded immediate peer review and publication, arguing that discoveries of this scale should never stay locked in secret labs. But others pushed back hard, urging extreme caution. Dr. Sarah Mendez of the SETI Institute warned, "We need to be absolutely certain before making any claims. The implications are too profound for hasty conclusions." And she wasn't exaggerating. The stakes were sky high. Was this really proof of something designed, something intentional, reaching across the void? Or just a dazzling illusion created by overpowered machines? The debate split the experts right down the middle. But before the arguments could even settle, Rock 3 dropped its next bombshell. Still chewing through the data, the AI started cross-referencing the mysterious patterns against signals we have sent into space over the decades. And that's when things got truly shocking. Rock 3 uncovered something chilling. Voyager's noise lined up with humanity's first deliberate message to the stars. The Arecibo transmission of 1974. The match wasn't exact, but transformative, like the signal was responding in its own alien code. Even crazier, the timing of the anomalies synced perfectly with the 16-bit segments of Arecibo's format. This wasn't random, it was a reply, point by point. That revelation hit NASA like an earthquake. If true, it meant something out there had received our message, understood it, and sent a response back, using Voyager 1 itself as the messenger. Social media and science circles exploded with one idea: first contact. The theory? An advanced civilization may have intercepted Voyager in deep space, decoded the golden record, and then hijacked the probe to send us their answer. The timing would be tight, but not impossible. Voyager 1 crossed into interstellar space back in 2012. The strange transmissions? They started in late 2023. Plenty of time, some argue, for an advanced civilization to intercept the probe, crack its systems, and rewrite its code. But another theory is even wilder. What if the signals weren't added recently at all? What if they're part of the universe itself? Messages woven into the fabric of physics, only visible once our tech becomes powerful enough to read them. If that's true, the patterns weren't sent to us. They've been waiting for us to catch up. And then came the jaw-dropper. Rock 3 found something no one expected: coordinates hidden in the data. Not random dots, but a 3D star map. When astronomers plotted it, the points aligned perfectly with a specific spot in the galaxy. Except it wasn't pointing to any star, planet, or bright object we know. Instead, it singled out a completely dark patch of sky near the constellation Eridanus, a region scientists barely studied because, well, it looked empty. That's when the James Webb Space Telescope was turned toward the void. And in the place where our eyes see nothing, Webb's infrared sensors picked up signals, real data. Something was there, something hiding in the dark. Early results from Webb-floored researchers, energy signatures came back that looked nothing like stars or galaxies. Instead, they carried the fingerprints of artificial structures. So what exactly was hidden in the message? After months of decoding, Rock 3 finally revealed fragments of what it had uncovered. The most shocking piece was a coordinate-like pattern that, when rendered visually, formed a star map. But it didn't match our catalogs. It wasn't how the cosmos looks from Earth. After heavy computer modeling, astronomers realized the perspective lined up with a spot about 1,400 light-years away, in a region holding multiple exoplanets, including some inside their star's habitable zones. Dr. James Chen from Harvard-Smithsonian explained, "If you observe the galaxy from that location, this is exactly how the stars would appear." And then came the strangest twist. The message didn't end. Instead, it looped back to the beginning. Computational linguist Dr. Maya Patel called it a handshake in code. It sets parameters, delivers content, then resets, like it's waiting for us to answer before continuing. But here's the reality check. No official confirmation has come from NASA, Microsoft, or XAI. The community is split. Is this a genuine interstellar reply? Or just memory corruption in Voyager's old systems like NASA originally claimed? The truth is still hanging in the balance. Here's the catch. Microsoft's Majorana 1 quantum processor is very real, and it is one of the most advanced machines in the world. But there's zero confirmation it's ever been used on Voyager's data. What we've walked through here is a speculative scenario, a thought experiment at the razor's edge of AI, quantum tech, and deep space exploration. And yet, here's the part you can't ignore. The tech to actually do this already exists. Quantum processors with million-qubit potential are being built. AI is now powerful enough to detect patterns humans could never dream of, and our deep space probes are still streaming back signals from the edge of forever. The line between science fiction and real discovery? It's getting dangerously thin. So the real question is, what else is out there, buried in the static, waiting for someone, or something, to notice? If this blew your mind, you'll want to stick around because our next video dives even deeper into the mysteries at the edge of human knowledge. And for the hardcore tech heads, yes, Microsoft really is chasing topological qubits, the most stable kind we've ever imagined. Their mission? To build quantum machines so powerful they leave classical computers in the dust. The future is closer than you think. Rock 3, built by Elon Musk's XAI, isn't just another AI model. It's a beast designed to spot hidden patterns across massive chaotic datasets. And paired with bleeding-edge quantum processors, it shows us just how close we are to unlocking secrets buried deep in the universe. Meanwhile, Voyager 1, launched way back in 1977, just keeps drifting through interstellar space, still sending signals long after its expected lifetime. Those glitches in 2023 may have been nothing, or maybe they were the spark of something bigger. Sure, This exact discovery may still be speculative, but the science behind it is absolutely real. Quantum computing, AI, and space exploration are merging into one of the boldest frontiers humanity has ever stepped into. The truth is out there, and for the first time in history, our tech might be sharp enough to actually find it. If this story had you hooked, make sure you subscribe, like, share, and drop a comment, because the mysteries only get deeper from here.